Okay, so the tutorial 9, it's about the Excel pivot table, right? So first you open the your spreadsheet, and let's just, okay, hold on. Okay. So first let's just read the descriptions. You open the pivot table, right? And then you create the range. So A means the whole column, A column. And then location is C2, right? And then you have to create this pivot table. And then you need to put this value, right? Frequency and relative frequencies and percent frequency, right? Okay. So let's just go back. Oops, not this one. Okay, so first you have to create pivot table, right? So go to the insert and then pivot table, right? And the column it's A. Oops, $sign A, right? And then the location you want to create pivot table is, let's say, C2, right? That's where this is, C2, right? And then you click OK. Right, and then you have this pivot table, and then you have this pivot table field, right? So, for example, like you have to specify, right? Specify this field, right? This column and row and value, and because you want to create pivot table, and then your row, right, has to be this the different kinds of soft drink, right? Diet Coke, Mountain Dew, and etc., right? So your this variable has to be in the row, right? So then the row is created, right? It really shows the different kinds of soft drink: Coke, Diet Coke, Dr. Pepper, and etc. And then you need to really count, right? You need to count like how many Coke, right? How many Diet Coke, right? How many Dr. Peppers, right? So that's really that's a row, and then the things that you want to find out is the values for each soft drink, right? So you just scroll down, right? You scroll down this field, the soft drink, to value, right? Hold on. Okay. So this is like count of soft drinks. So basically, by the way, if you want to change this type, right? Type of the value, in this case is count, right? But sometimes if you want to calculate the average, you can do this by click this value field settings. You can like count sum and max and mean and etc., right? But in our case, it's a count because we like to know how many Cokes are available, like in this column A, right? The number of the Coke and number of Diet Coke and number of Dr. Peppers. That's something that we like to find out, and that's why the values, right? Type of the values has to be the count. So this is fine, okay? And then there is a couple of ways to find the relative frequency, right? Obviously, the relative frequency formula is very simple. Relative frequency is, let's say in the Coke, the 34, right? There's 34 divided by 200. And so, for example, I can say, the 34 is D2, right? Oops, sorry, I have to put the equal sign. So it's actually a D3, not a D2. So D3, right, divided by this 200, right? So which is D10, right? So the relative frequency is 0.170, and obviously the percent frequency is you have to multiply 100. And this is so obvious, so I'm going to skip this. But the problem is, if you just scroll down this, then you'll have, this is like a wrong answer. The reason is, you have to be careful, right? So I'm gonna undo, right? Because if you look at this formula, right? When you scroll down, what happens is it's going to automatically change the column number, right? So for example, this one should be D what? Actually, it's automatically change the row number, and this is going to be D4. But at the same time, right? This will change to D11, right? But the 200 has to be the constant, right? Regardless of this this range, right? So 200, the grand total has to be the constant. It should not change any row number. It should not change any column number, right? This has to be 200 has to be constant for all the cells in F, right? So to make this constant, right? Sometimes I think in Excel they use a term ankle or anchor. Sorry, not ankle. So they use so they have to use. They have to anchor this D10, which is 200. For that, you have to put the dollar sign in front of what? In front of the column name, and then you have to put the dollar sign in front of what? The row number. So basically, this value becomes constant, right? So this value is not going to change. So which is a 200. Then I think then you can scroll this down. Oops. Yep, sorry. And then you can scroll this down. Oops. Undo. Okay, just yes. Okay. Now you have the relative frequency. Okay, but let's just take a look at the first run. Well, first one is D3, right? And then if you look at the next one, now it's D4, right? Divided by constant. And then if you look at the next one, it's D5. As you can see, since I'm moving, I'm moving, right? Within the same column, right? Or I copied the first one, right? Through the rest of these rows, right? As you can see, it only changes it only changes the row number, and you know that this one is D6, and this is going to be D7, right? So D8 and D9, but you know that this is changes, right? This the row number D5, D6, D7, D8, D9, D10, right? But while it's changing, the denominator, the 200, right, does not change, right? Because we put the dollar sign in front of both both column and the row number, right? Okay, so I think that's it. I think you can get the percent frequency, just multiply by 100. So any question? Any questions about this lab? Okay, good. Okay, so the pivot table, right? So if you click the pivot table, and by the way, the pivot table will be used, I think maybe later in our class. So that's why I want to go through this. Like, so if you just open a spreadsheet, right? So if you want to, let's say this question is, you want to, let's say, find out the total sales per each regions. Like for example, east, north, and south, west, right? For example. And so I think in this case, in this lab, the pivot table is already created for you. So if you look at this bottom, there's a pivot, right? So this pivot table is kind of already created for you. That's a good thing. And so if you want, so basically you want to find the sales, right? If you want to find the sales, for the each region. So your column, your row has to be the region, right? So if you go to the pivot table, you click the region, right? And the region has to be your row. Okay, by the way, sometimes it takes time, or yeah. So in that case, I think it's the best way is you either refresh the browser or you can kill it and redo it. So I'll just kill this and then reopen the spreadsheet and go to pivot table, and then I go to the region. I know sometimes it's very slow. Kill that. Let me just kill one more time and just refresh my browser. Okay, refresh my browser and then open my sheet. And then go to pivot table, right? And then region, right? I'll just put the row. Okay, region, right? And then why there is no let's say hold on, the regions. Hold on, data, right? And then pivot table, let's see, why it's not working. Okay, let me just undo this. Undo. Okay, so yes, pivot table. Or maybe I have to refresh all the connections. So refresh all the connections and regions row. Hold on. Okay, now it's region. Okay, and then for the meal price, right, is the value. Okay, so you see that this is a sum, right? Sum of the meal price. So if you go back to the data, right, basically you can answer, right, for each regions, right, you can get the total sales, right? So basically the pivot table is, as you can see, is very useful features in Excel. I think there are a couple of things that I like about the Excel spreadsheet. I think the one of them is definitely the pivot table. The pivot table is one of the features that I really like about Excel. Okay, so that's like a pivot table basically.